laptop work? Does it? Maybe. Good evening, everybody. How are we? Sorry about the slightly manic start, but the test match is just finished. We lost, unfortunately. It's a good job Paul Neary doesn't watch anymore. Good God, I'm dark. Maybe it looks better dark, the picture. I don't know. Anyways, hope you're all well. Excuse me. Haven't got any drinks ordered yet. Right. Apologies for being late. Well, was I late? No, maybe not. Disorganised. But that's every week, isn't it? So hopefully you can hear me. I haven't looked to see what the audio is doing. I haven't checked any settings today. So hopefully it works. I wonder if that should be right a little bit. I do need to fiddle with these, with my sound settings. I really do. But it's been busy recently, so I haven't. Excuse me. Very chesty today. Right then, so I hope you're all well. I think we've got a few absentees this evening or busy elsewhere. Don't worry about that, everybody. Good to see. Thank you for everybody just dropping in to say that you weren't going to be here. So those of you that might be here or might not be, hello Serge, hello Peter, hello Ozzy who says he is here. So and Kathleen. Hope you're all having a lovely time. No worries, Barbara. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. You know, if you have to dip in and dip out, that's fine by me. Not a problem at all. Good evening, Andrew. How are you? Hope you're well. I'll find something to put this glass on, and then it'll not sound like I'm destroying the device, destroying the desk every time I put it down. Right. So it's good to see you, Ozzy. I did see you like in Discord earlier on saying you were playing not Valorant. What's the other one? What's the one that starts with Overwatch? My lord. He's not at work today. Good to see you, mate. Did you, Andrew? Is that a bribery that I have to watch it? Feel free to link it. Maybe it's a mod or Jen, if she's here. I don't know. Jen's on Discord, but I'd imagine she might be working. I don't know. Feel free to try to put the link in the chat, Andrew. I may need to approve it or something. You won't push your luck. Go on, I dare you. I dare you. I saw that comment, Peter. I saw that comment. Very good. Yes, AI is not all bad as long as we're all making money out of it or using it to make money. I think it's pretty good because for me, it's good at writing, and I'm terrible at writing. So anything that saves me having to write is a good thing, and obviously not having to pay any, script writer or whatever. Copywriter to do anything for us. It's even better, So that's good. So I don't mind AI as long as it doesn't replace all of photography. If it starts replacing my photography, I'll have something to say about it. But yeah. So right now, I haven't really got much to say this week. But the brain has switched off. the Patreon, the membership thingy chat, that will be next Friday because I was thinking it would be this Friday, but it seems like this Friday is the 23rd. which means next Friday is the 30th and it's still June. So, as it's always the last Friday, we'll make it the 30th of June. So just be ready for that, for those of you that usually attend. Yeah, I'm getting very lazy for descriptions and tweets and Instagrams. I'll just let them write it. I'm so lazy. I'm lazy anyway, but you know. Right. So that's the only thing I had anything to say about. The other thing is possibly Patreon. Patreon's going to be changing its layout soon. So my page on Patreon. Go click on a link down below. That is supposedly changing format sometime soon. And also, I have access to video in Patreon now. So Patreon must have native video in it now. So if you're on Patreon, expect a random video sometime in the next week or so. It might be very shoddy, and it might be straight off the phone, or straight off this. But I'd just be testing it out to see how it works. So those of you that are members, I will of course send it out to the YouTube members, and actually I'll just make it public actually. So it'll go out to the VIPs as well. So we'll expect something around that. Probably just a bit of an update because I haven't made a video of any of them videos for the members since early March, after the Scotland trip. I haven't done anything since. Been too busy. Right, so that's about it. Right, background for today's story stream, is the last week I had a guy from Germany over for a week, learning from me, and one of the days out we ended up on Lindisfarne, also known as Hurley Island, a tidal island, causewayed island off the coast here, and the place where the Vikings first raided. And I went to one of my favourite views on said island, because obviously I was showing him around, and lo and behold, there's a massive patch of poppies there. So that was very exciting. So of course I had to get in touch with Alan Leightley, who drops in here from time to time, and Lindisfarne's great, isn't it, Andrew? And said, mate, did you know about these? With a picture of said poppies in front of the priory. And the next thing I know, I'd agreed to go back to the island at midnight before the causeway closed, to sit there until sunrise at 4:30. So I had no sleep. Like, I put in a 9-hour tuition shift, went home for about 3 hours, and then came back out again. So it was a bit of a long day, Thursday and Friday. But I think we got some decent shots. So I haven't really had a proper look through the images. So tonight's going to be a bit of a discovery session. So God knows what we'll have by the end. But yeah, it was a very pleasant evening, night, morning. With Alan, we got some noctilucent clouds, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I probably could have done a lot more photography when I was there, but I was solely fixed on the poppies in front of the priory. So I waited like 5 hours to photograph them, and promptly spent about 20 minutes photographing them. Good evening, Alan. Were you a little bit tired on Friday? By Friday night, I managed to get 1 hour sleep. I had to go to bed in the afternoon though on Friday. I didn't really sleep, I just dozed. But I hope you didn't fall asleep at the end of the hammer, mate. Or with a drill or something going. I was going to say, go check Alan's Instagram and stuff. Managed to work till 2:30. I think that's about the time I went to bed, mate. Alan's got a load of nice pictures from said place, from Lindisfarne. So, So what we're going to do now is look at all the rubbish that I took, or some of them anyway, because I haven't been through really to, I mean I've had a quick scrub through, but not really to actually pick anything out, so we'll do that. Kangaroo, you are back. Welcome back. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Or your break, I should say. Your vacation. And I hope there is still work. Comes to work to you since you went away. The enforcer's back. Everybody, I know you haven't exactly run wild the last couple of weeks, but be more careful this evening. King Maud is back. You're not back. Well, you are. Oh. Ooh, final interview stages. Excellent. Well, best of luck for that, Jen. Do let us know how that goes. But you were on your way home, anyways. Well, that's very cool. It's good to know that people are still employing people. And it's not just all AI. Right, I did switch that over. Yeah, so this was pretty much the scene of the poppies in front of the priory, which you'll have seen me edit the images of the priory several times. So it was just really quite pretty, quite like that one. It's me being arty with that. All right, cool. Or potentially cool. If you want to do that, of course. Well, I was going to say, it's work. You got to kind of got to do it, haven't you? Right. Yeah, you'd be closer to Peter by quite a margin. Although I'm not sure exactly where New England is compared to where Maine is. It's over that side somewhere, isn't it? Just down the road. Right. Excellent. Anyway, that's brilliant news. Right, these are all the straight these are all the straight images because I saw Alan doing them. I thought I better do some as well. Right. Let's go back to my normal stuff. So let's skip through a lot of, because a lot of these I took before the sun rose. So some of these have got no ND filter on because it was that dark still. So those are going to be a little lesson of things I look out for. They are remarkably in focus, Jen. I do apologise. I even had the tripod out with me over there. I had to have something to do for 4 hours before the sun rose. Right, so what I want to do, So this will be a bit of a lesson of things I look out for, because I've done so much tuition recently. Things I look out for when I'm looking through my images of potential usages. So we've got some very nice little area of poppies in the middle here. Bit of a rock tripod, I know. How is tripod not a trigger word? There's a hint. There's a hint for a future plan. Right, so now the trouble I had with this location is, well, it's not really trouble, but I was thinking more, it ought to be, definitely. I was thinking more about the capturing the reds of the poppies as opposed to what the ruins of the priory were doing behind it. So that's why some images of the priory is rubbish, and you can barely see, and some of the poppies is really nice. So basically I'm going through these looking for, you know, I'm kind of disregarding this area up here. So I'm just thinking, poppies, how good are they? How pleasing are they? And to be honest, a lot of them are. I mean, some of these ones where the top kind of works great. We'll probably have to use some of those anyway. But again, this one you got a bit of structure to a poppy here and a couple of others, and then it fades out to long winding movement. Quite fun. What is he on about? So this one's quite nice, but detailed, obviously, so not my usual fare, but I think it's a case of adding them together. I'm not keen. Do like that one, though. Mixture of detail and softness. Like that one as well. And then we've switched. So, you know, I mean, like today you get a not a preview, you get a look at some of the rubbish that I take, or like all the images that I take, and you'll see how many I do kind of disregard. I don't like them. I was doing some very creative movements. I like that one. It would be nice if it was. I like this one because it's close to like the sky, but then again that's going to cause problems. Oh lordy! Oh well, might never get used anyway. I only mark them as potential usages, not definitive usage. So when does your flight go then, Jen? Is it shortly? That's quite nice. So you use that one and mix it together with a bit more movement. It'll be pretty cool. Like that one. Especially when you've got a range of more distant movement on the left here and a bit more static stuff there. It's really nice. William, mate. Flights in 3 hours, alright. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get anything as close to that again, mate. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried, but I don't think I will. And I've taken enough photographs of poppies in this last 3 weeks to last me a bloody lifetime. Like that one. Ooh, like that one. Bit of zoom. It's not often I do like a zoomy kind of movement. Bit of motion that way. Worked quite nicely. That one as well. Possibly, Jen. Possibly. What gave you that idea? Yep. Ooh, oh, quite similar there. There'll be a lot of red. So we are going to go through like pretty much all the images I took, and I took a lot that morning. Has it, mate? Really? Oh, I feel special, mate. Special in a good way, not a special way, if you know what I mean. Very cool. I didn't know that. Ooh, I like that one. It's going to take us till about 9 o'clock to get this image started, isn't it? Right. I went. Well, I went down Almouth the weekend, and there was some on the side of the road between Denwick and Almouth, like in the kind of the edge of the rape fields, but nothing. I haven't seen like any big fields anywhere. They tend to be just in the margins these days. Unless Alan knows some, because he's got contacts with of places where there's fields of poppies. Although when there are actual fields, it's a bit dull. Not dull, a bit samey. These are all very similar. Ooh, did like that one. When do you get over my phone? Some of these are quite samey. Probably only need one or two of them. So this is one of these vagaries that, in a way, I kind of like this area, but I like this area more. I don't know if you can see that on screen, by the way. This area, if I try to move that around there, this kind of area here, the pot, you know, on the middle left, I think that actually holds me a little bit more than this part right in the middle. Just one of them things that the eye catches. I thought you already knew if they were or not, mate. You might be slacking. Right, then I think I put it was getting brighter, so I had to put the ND filter on. So there is a little bit more colour in these because I think I used my own ND filter, or my original ND filter. Quite like that. Nice detail of poppies in the front. Yes, that one's all right. That one's not. And this one, what's the detail? Sorry, what's the detail? So this one I think I kind of need for the kind of outline of the priory, etc. And that one as well. And then maybe this one to give it some softness across the priory, you know, completely disregarding the, you know, middle half, bottom half of the image. Kind of thinking about the priory ruins, getting something, a decent shape and decent texture into that. Okay, so we've got more poppies. Rubbish. Okay, yeah. Some of these were actually okay. Much to my surprise. Alright, I think I got enough of that. There. Why didn't I put that one? Why didn't I make that one the thumbnail? Probably because I never looked this deep. Very pleasant once the sun just started breaking through. I thought I'd scrubbed through these before. See these? These are quite nice for me. Okay, more wobbly stuff. Actually, probably that one. Just maybe it's that one. That one. Have I zoomed in? No, I haven't. So quite like that one. There's a little bit. It's just one direction, but it's. It's giving it a bit of texture. Yeah, probably that one. Bit of texture because I'm imagining how they're going to layer together. Not only happens in here. It's hard to explain. Now I'm guessing that's a street light or some reflection of a window going through the image. That one's nice and soft. Actually, that one, yeah. Okay. Come on. Probably that one. The yellow streak, I think it was the sun's reflection in a window in the pub just to the right. Because the sun was pretty much behind us, so it wouldn't have been brought in from there. And if it was the sun, it would like be a big single splodge rather than 2 or 3 lines. So Sorry if this is a little bit dull, people, but I do have to kind of get through it. Save me a job for later in the week. God, half an hour. Well, we're getting through them. We're getting further through them. I like that one and that one. Ooh, and then I changed location. Now this one, I was looking to see where Alan had been photographing from. So I thought I'd better grab a few from where he'd been, because Alan's good at compositions. Ooh, quite like that. Nearly straight out the box. Pretty nice. Now, some of these ones from this kind of angle, I'm thinking I might maybe not do it on stream, because I like to do overly complicated stuff off stream. But I think I might bring in the poppies from other images into that. Come on, that's a better one. Just because from this angle, you can see there's not a lot of poppies there. But if I can bring poppies in from elsewhere to fill in here, that'd be quite cool. Hopefully give us a better result. Oh, there's quite a few there. Right, okay, that one, yep. We're nearly there, people. I like some of these ones with just the tips kind of laid in. Very nice. Ooh, quite like that one as well. I know I've one the other before that was... No, it wasn't. Ignore my random thoughts. I have no idea what I'm on about half the time. That's from that view. Skip these. Didn't really like them that much. And these ones I kind of started to like. Ooh, look at that. Just that lovely early light. Very hard to, with it being so bright, it was very hard to work with to get a nice painterly textures on the ruin light. That was the only problem. And that was us. That was all, well, all the poppy images from that morning. Right, so if we go to rated, and then if we go to, that's already to the one. Okay, there you go. Noctilucent clouds. Lovely. So ICMs of these, I think we might go for a traditional Andy shot, but with poppies. I think that's what I might aim for. So it's the question becomes, ooh, quite like that one. Yeah, it's going to use some of these. Maybe it's that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. What do these look like? That one's good. Good work, and that one could work. Obviously there's a big change from there to there, so we maybe disregard that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's this next one like? There's some nice streaks coming through here, but how's that going to affect things? And then we changed location anyway. Right, okay, so it's got to be this. It has to be these 5. Okay, right. So that's probably the best one, so let's edit this one. Good evening, John. Never late to the party, never late to the party. Oh, excuse me, my little legs seizing up. Oh. Sitting too long. Oh. Right. Develop module. Somebody told me that Lightroom had updated to make it faster. I don't believe them. I do not believe anything that comes out of Adobe's mouth. Right, so that's the lens correct. Open that up. Detail, doesn't really matter about that. And the ISO noise. Basic. Go to auto for light. The one thing I did notice is that Lightroom there's a bit of a delay whenever you do anything with Lightroom now. It doesn't seem to happen instantaneously. It seems to be a little bit slow. How can they suspend a football game for rain? It must be bloody torrential. And even then, they should just get on with it. Surely. Okay, so we want that to be about there. But we're going to have to open up the shadow, not that much, the shadows. To about there. Whites, blacks, roller. Obviously I've got to lighten this, because, you know, I like to have things a bit lower. Let's go about there. About there. Suspended. How? It's probably suspended because of like the crowd or something. Surely they can play football on a wet field. Wusses. Right, colour. I'm going to boost. Am I going to boost the colour a little bit? A smidgen. Because obviously don't want to go too much too quickly. Right, okay, is that about fine? Probably. HSL. What I might do is just look to drop the strength of this orange. Just a touch to that. See how that goes. Alright, that makes it more fun. Be like a proper game of football at school or something. Then I think I've dicked around with the colours too much now. But yeah, that's all fun. Who cares about skill and all that kind of rubbish? That was the whole point when Ronaldo first came to Man United. He always used to complain about when they played the like lower league teams because their pitches were rubbish. And you're like, well, everybody has to play on it. It just shows you're only skillful because you play on the flat, fancy, modern pitches that are well manicured. Stick you on a club ground where there's a massive divot where the centre circle is or something like that. Leveler. A great leveler. There's me talking about football. As if I know what I'm on about. Right. Sync these settings. And see how the bloody hell these... Oh no. I was thinking there was going to be something. See what I mean there? That took a little bit longer. I think they've done something in Lightroom that just slows everything down again. Right, open these in Photoshop. Actually, whilst it's doing that, we'll come back to the main screen. So is the any other football on there? Alan's sending me. Ooh. It is on his shelf. I was going to say, where's the camera? Look, Alan does have a picture of mine on his shelf. Isn't he a sweetheart? What about the football? We're not going to look at the cricket, the result, though. not taking off. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of going by that photograph. There is a bit of water on the pitch. They'll be blaming it. They'll be blaming the weather because Scotland scored probably. Probably. Come on. Went early there. Just bringing in the last image. Is that us? Is that us sorted? Don't crash. Yay. Right, so we have these 5 images now stacked up. Excuse me. Usual thing. Blend moods. See what we have. So we might end up with like a 3-layer image. Or we might do something using soft light and overlay. Maybe. Right, anyways, multiply. Let's use multiply to blend them all, line them all up. That's where we want it to be. And let's move that over to roughly there. Oh god, that's a long way off. I found a candidate to jettison straight away, to be honest. I'm just going in, lining these up roughly with the peak of the open window of the chapel, church, priory church, whatever it is. Bring this one over here. So I think the one that was really off was that one. So we'll nearly get rid of that one straight away. Right, so that's multiply. That's going to darken. Okay. Lighten. There's some interesting patterns there in the foreground. However, not sure. The overlay could be kind of alright. Is it overlay soft light? Such a long time since I used soft light as a. Actually, if I take that one off. Right, well if I do that, I need a curves adjustment because I need to put something into the bright areas, like so. I haven't done anything like this for a long time. I think I also need to kind of wash this out a little bit as well. Might take away some of these. So what I don't want it to do is take away some of the strength of the poppies. So I take that one out, I can kind of, if I use a mask here, my mask there, and then use the paintbrush tool to paint black, that kind of flattens that little area out, solves that little issue. I don't want an edge that solid really here. Yeah, actually this one, I think I'll just put a mask straight along the bottom here. No, went the wrong way. Went the wrong way, predictable as ever. Drag it down. And that kind of keeps some of the vividity of the foreground for them poppies. And up here I want another adjustment there, and I want hue and saturation. Oh, we could use that on the foreground. No, let's don't be daft, Andy. Don't be daft. Although tempting. Let's drop. But we want the. Yeah, I might have to do another mask here. Not that far. So I can have a more vivid one like that for that layer. But I'm just going to mask out the sky and the ruins. So I have another gradient filter there. So if I start that there and go there. Wait for it to catch up. Lovely. Something around about that. That's fantastic. You're all very quiet this evening. I know I have no idea who's actually here today. Or how many of you here today. Because I never opened the browser. But you're all very quiet. Come on. Let me pick it, thank you. Oh, it's a day like that, is it, Jen? No need to apologise, anyway. Right, how do you duplicate layers? Duplicate there, that's the one. Okay, same thing, and can you please zoom out of there? Thank you very much. Recenter that. Thank you. Can I do something boring for a while? Certainly not, Barbara. Certainly not. No worries, Peter. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. She definitely stopped talking and I got self-conscious. Right, what am I doing? Oh yeah, flipping this up. I need to invert that. Yes, and I need to change this to about there. And what I should really do is add a bit more warmth to that sky. Maybe? Should I? I could do, if I, the curves just layer, curves layer, and go to blues, and if we go down the way, oh god, that's turning to green. Down there, and then reds, and if we put the reds on that top over there a bit, gives it a bit more warmth, a bit more morning warmth, and if we copy that to there, replace the layer mask, replace the layer, copy the layer mask, Andy, that's what it is. Terminology is important, boy. Right, so... Yeah, that's faked a better sky, hasn't it? Okay. Right, we've got this line here. Now, there's that important. Which layer is that? A bit of that one. And a bit of that. Oh, it's two layers together. Right, so maybe a little bit tricky. And if we go and label that on there. You know what? I was using Chris, my client last week. I used his version of Photoshop. It might be different because this is Photoshop beta. But some of the controls were different. I know his was in German. which is confusing enough, but some of the layouts and stuff were different up here. Because it had an option for like classic gradients. That one there, and if we copy that one up to that layer, yay! Sweetens that one out nicely. So I was like, I haven't seen Photoshop that looks like this for, I was going to say many years. But it had like some different symbols. And I haven't used the new Photoshop because I installed the beta at the same day that came out. And of course, where you go open in Photoshop, it opens up the beta version. So I don't know if anybody else has noticed any changes from the latest versions of Photoshop. Excuse me. Finished my drink. Most of it on the bloody desk, of course. Yay, with the bin. So, I'm kicking off already. So I was just wondering if anybody else knew about such things. It's not a bad starting point, that one, to be honest, is it? Who knew? I mean, I'd save them in a different location than Peter. That's one thing I don't have. I don't have actions. I rely on paid for plugins instead, which is a bit silly. I must admit. No, stop clarting around, Danny. What do I do? Thank you, mate. Thank you. Sergio, to be honest, it may all change once we get to the next stage. It may be irrelevant. The only thing is that tree is actually there, so chances are it's going to stay. But right, let's get to the next stage and see how badly I can wreck this image. What I am going to do, I'm going to take a stamp layer thing of this. Just to start off, because I added that much, Jesus. And Analog Effects Pro, we'll get into that, see what the options are. It's personal preference, Sergio, don't worry about it. It's personal preference. I mean, dead easy to actually, you know, to definitely take it out. But when I use the Analog Effects Pro and all this kind of stuff, I kind of rely on how things interact to change the composition, and potentially lighten up that tree. To be honest, that tree might end up being red because poppies might go into it. So there's a high chance of that happening. So at that early stage, unless I know it's going to be an issue, tend to just let things ride. So right, let's have a look at some of these presets. No, I want a fairly vivid one because we have a vivid foreground. We have flowers in the foreground. Well controlled there, Peter. Well controlled. But did Jen not disengage the red word? She might have been evil and put it back on. But I'm sure it didn't work at one day. I think it was the stream before she went on a holiday. Right, I'm looking for. There's a few nice options as I'm scrolling down here. Thank you, John. I'm about to ruin it. It's about to go the distance. Actually, I'm looking through these presets and at that very small little box. A lot of them look quite nice. We may be here a while. And that's just straight out of the thing. Straight out of the box without any tweaks. Okay. Scroll back up. Keep on scrolling, Andy. Scroll. Right, okay, let's start having a look at these. This is a very light one. Okay. Looked a little bit more appealing in the littlest screen. That looks nice. Turn the lens vignette off. Okay. Second exposure. Move this around randomly to see where it happens. Lots of stuff. Let's go static. They are, Andrew. They are bloody deceivers. They are economical with the truth. And I don't like things that are economical with the truth. Now, if I can bring this... So for this, it's trying to get that perfect position where you get as much red as possible without doing too much damage. Actually, back there was quite nice. Then all we need to do is fix the bloody colour. And if I drop that exposure to something a little bit better. Whoa, too far. Right, contrast. If we drop a contrast. We've still got the same problem that I can't really see what I'm doing on the screen. Saturation. It probably doesn't. Saturation probably doesn't need to be on the positive side of things. If I drop. Yeah, dropping the detail extractor is good. Softens it all off a little bit. I mean, it's very samey to what we had to start with, because what we had to start with was that, and we've gone to that. It's not a big change. It's not really how I like to work. But we have no lens vignette, so if we turn that on, we could change it. Move that up there. Or down here. If we change, where is it gone? There we are. So it's not as strong. Worried about that. Okay. And this one. We go up. We don't like that. Strong, weak. Yeah, but where it was on that thing there. Again, I'm still struggling to be able to see the user interface on this version. I'm sure that we're replacing this version. Right, okay, so we have this. Now, no, let's not do. Let's not go overboard, Andy. Actually, that lighter. So if I go to the RGB, If we straighten this up so it's brighter, okay. Luminosity's there, reds are down there, green's there, blue's down on there. Let's just leave that in the corner. It's not a big change, it's just kind of more enhancing the... Something I do dislike when it flattens the sky out a bit. Just pull down on the exposure balance there. Although, we could sort that out in Photoshop, couldn't we? We could take this brightness from this base layer. Right, here's one version anyway. We are going to come back in. As you know what I'm like. I'll do one version and then I actually prefer the third version. Apply. Please. That is doing it. Okay. But yeah, you know what I'm like. My leg. I think it's all the walking I did last week. Right, okay, let's knock that off and then go back in. Do more tweaking. I've got to stand up. Oh, cough's killing me. Read. Back down here. What's this one look like? Intense reds. Well, that did approximately nothing. Oh, that's because I moved these strengths down, that's why. Right, okay, hold on a minute. That's fine. Second exposure is down here. I haven't really done anything extreme with this. Okay. There's that. So we do want a lot of that red down the bottom. Okay. If I come across this side, how does that look? Yeah, they are, mate. To be honest, it's feeling a little dull because no matter where you move this, then all you're getting is a load of red in the image. And the rest of it doesn't really matter. Where's the lens vignette? I turn that off. Oh, turn it off, man. To me, pretty similar to the last one, isn't it? Nearly identical, to be honest. I did use a different preset for the last one, didn't I? Good God. Well, I could just use the lens vignette to change the... No, there. To change the... not layout, but... Just it is. Could do that. And then it's got a brighter... If that's up there, then the brighter sky's a bit brighter. There. It's almost like I'm trapped. With these Be interesting to see how close these two images are. So I think I'm going to look at another one and just going to have to do something completely different. Do my usual get rid of not all the foreground, but interrupt the foreground a bit more. Right, so let's see how different these two are. Well, there is a bit of difference. I was convinced there wasn't going to be much difference. But there is a little bit. Okay. Right, so one more try. Seeing it's the 8:30. We'll try maybe a lighter one. Or one with a different, not crop, different natural edging. So something with that's potentially got like a lighter edge around here. Oh, I might not as well. Okay, if I bring that over. See, different shapes. Certainly for this image. I think some of the other ones I took could maybe get away with it. Although I could get away with something like that. Grr, so tricky. So tricky. I think it's probably because all the good ones are the kind of the same. You know, something like this. Oh, the gatehouse and plaster is always a good one. You know, it's kind of taken that shape out of the front, and there's more poppies overlaid through the rest of the image. It does give you that different feel. Second exposure, there we go. So use that gap there. I mean, to be honest, we could make this bigger because it wasn't full size. There's the exposure. No, let's make that dark. Actually, make it darker there, like so. Up the contrast. No, let's reduce the contrast further. Maybe. I know the skies are a bit, you know, not great. I was full of hope this evening, and now my hope has been destroyed. Lens vignette. So we have that there. Do you, Andrew? Okay. Well, I'm about to destroy it anyway. Looks like it's on fire. But it's meant to be beautiful. Lens vignette. Oh, that's why, because it collapsed it. I'll make that there. That's at -15. You wouldn't believe it, but it is. It was a subtle sunrise, Andrew, because there wasn't there was barely, well, the only cloud in the sky was the one that shrouding the bloody sun, which was annoying. We could have something like that. I thought this might have lots of options and lots of things to play with, and it's not. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry. Well, yes. However, Sometimes my brain doesn't think art, though. Sometimes my brain thinks, this is just rubbish. You should know by now I am extremely hard on myself. I do not accept mediocrity. Yes, that's the word, isn't it? What's this one do? Ooh, no. Looked appealing, but no. Not today's song. What's this one look like? Nope. See, they're all just going to look the bloody same, the ones I've made. I know I'm lazy because I'm using presets, but here's what happens. Excuse me, people, for yawning. Apologies. Click on this one. No. No. In a way, it could be interesting, but well, could maybe do that in this one. Where's that gap? Something's bigger. I'm the judge of mediocrity, Andrew. Remember, I have high standards. Annoyingly high standards. Excuse me. Sorry again, people. There's something like these are starting to look a bit more interesting. I have no. If I knew that, Andrew, I wouldn't have the problem that I am having. No idea what sways me. It's always a case of do I like it or do I not? Now I'm just moving it around, desperately searching for something. Yes, everything's a problem. It is, unfortunately. Can't even play around with my normal way of getting around things. Right, if I have that there. Because this one was to try to get something a bit different. The only thing is it's going to get rid of all the poppies. So I could do something like... even that's not bloody working. The problem is I don't know what I want. Apart from something more appealing than this. The struggle is real, people. The struggle is real. Wouldn't you behave yourself, spinny thing? Yeah, but it's... I generally like everything to be done in one. Because it makes it easier. He says having the most convoluted workflow imaginable. And I'm forcing the issue because I've already got two images that are nearly identical to each other. But maybe that's the thing, is because they're almost identical to each other, then that's the best version of this image. I mean, we could do something like that, and then sky becomes a bit more, you know what. I think the other problem is I've been making images of Bamburgh Castle that much recently that I've forgotten how to work anywhere else. Right, so if that's actually a bit better. The vignette probably doesn't need to be as strong as that. Or maybe it does. We could relocate that to a other place. Somewhere else into frame. Excuse me. It's a sign that I'm almost done. Is that any good? I don't know anymore. I don't know. It could be nearly possible. Now we're still pretty much near the dark side. So maybe that should be a little bit lighter. So maybe not minus 24 on the lens vignette. Minus 22, 20, 16. It's a bit better. We'll lift that up. We slap in the middle, we'll make it darker later. Right, okay. Abandoned ship. Are you sure you're pausing it properly, Peter? Right. Timber wagging way up. Alright, what am I doing? So, how different are these? Alright, this one's a little bit more different than that one and that one. Not as inspirational as what I hoped. Oh well, actually, are they? Looking at them in there, they don't seem as bad. They don't seem as bad. But still a lot of colour in there. I think it's the intensity of the colour is that I think that's the thing that's getting this. A lot of people are like that. And a lot of people won't. Right, let's bin all the bloody start of this. Bin all that. Save a bit of space. There you go, 900 meg. So on this one, I'm going to hue and saturation. Drop the saturation of the. Hold on, I need to set the doodads. The yellows. Well, that's probably easy. It'll be easier to do in Lightroom. Right, so I'm going to file and save this. Which shouldn't take that long because I've removed all the workings. I make a terrible math student. I got rid of all my workings. I deleted those. And then I'll save the three. The other two was flattened files. And then we can do tweaks and whatever in Lightroom. Well, I must apologise for being a negative Nancy today. Just not feeling it with my own work. Maybe it's because it's like it was almost like the first look through the images and then straight into an edit. Maybe it was that, or maybe it's the fact I've been doing paperwork all bloody day, which is going to ruin anybody's creativity. Tip to you all: don't do paperwork. Don't do it admin work. Just ignore it until it goes away. Or until somebody's hounding you badly. Flatten. I'll see. Can you hear that? Can you hear next door yappy dog? Save and undo. Save as. If anybody knows a quicker way of doing this, please do let me know. And that should do. It can be a very interesting strategy, Jen. It can, like, sometimes I wonder why I get anxiety at times, because I tend to do that a lot. No, there's certain circumstances, certain things you should not ignore. That is for certain. When it relates to health, etc. Plenty of other things I like ignoring, though. Right, what am I going to do with this, people? What am I going to do with this? Did somebody say there was new tools in Photoshop? Not Photoshop, Lightroom this last week or something. There's new people to detect. Shut up. Radial gradient. Let's go with that. Slap that across there, and if we can reduce the temperature, increase the drop the contrast. This is a tricky one because whatever I want to do doesn't seem to work. Okay. Right, a little bit of white. I was going to desaturate this and it's just not. Well, I'm going to desaturate it a little bit. It'll have to do for this one. No, close that. Oh, it's wonderful. Procrastination is the best thing ever. There's a line across there I've only just noticed. It is on the screen, isn't it? Yes. It's not just my eyes. Remind me to crop that out later. Right, so tweak that a little bit just to try to nullify that glue in the middle. Just not sure today, people. Just not sure. This is a horrible mucky colour, so we need to do something about that. Curve. If we, oh no, it's the other end. No. In the corner, please. Yes. There. Just lift that. It kind of flattens those horrible dark bits out. Debatable point about the procrastination thing. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, you should try it, Peter. It's the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever. I'm a professional at it. To the point where I'll just come up with loads of excuses of why I'm doing it and why not. I am bloody terrible. I wish I didn't do it, but I do. I do it all the time. Well, it's not often I tweak stuff a lot in Photoshop, not in Photoshop, in Lightroom afterwards. But in this case, because I hate the bloody images, I'm doing quite a lot. So much harder. I think this one we could just change the colour tint a bit, couldn't we? Make it a bit better. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a big decision, Andrew. It's a big decision. Exactly, Peter. Why do today when you can put off until tomorrow? The colour tweak isn't going to work so well on that one. Right, okay, so what do we have? We have this one, which, what do I call it? Colour tint this one. What's this one going to do? Not a lot. For a good 6 months as well, Andrew. You've got to think about it. You've got to think about it that long. Right. Stop dicking around, Andy. There's very little movement there. Right. Okay. So crops. Let's crop and get out of here. New virtual copy. So we want a square crop for the Instagrams. This is where we get rid of Sergio's tree. Actually, we need to drop it at the bottom because I can see the line there, like so. Like that. Very nice. Right, okay, we want a wallpaper image because it's nearly the end of the month and I need wallpapers for patrons. And there's Sergio's tree back again. Right, okay, so I'm going to have that pretty close to the top. There we go. You know, if I was really conscious, I might refine this to get rid of the different layers here. The tree's back there, Sergio. The tree is back. That's not a bad crop, actually. Right, moving on to the next one. Again, this one does look like the morning. I must admit. Right, so this one, create a virtual copy. Let's straight in, and it's a definite wider image. You'll survive. You will, Sergio, you will. Right, I can't. Again, have that right up there. Like so. Yep. I think we'll just use the one crop on that version. And then this one, actually, just a sort of kind of 3x2 might work.
pull this in from this side so it's a bit more central. Do we want it there? Do we want it there? Kind of want the flowers to be the main focus, really, don't we? Well, we probably also want a bit of a Lightroom vignette in here as well. Just to kind of like so. And I think this one probably deserves a 1x1 crop as well, because it's got some nice patterns for the flowers. So 1x1, like so, really chopping. We can get in really tight there. You got the, you know, your third line was right down the middle of that window. Cutting in right on there, quite nice. Do we have a bit? Yes, we did have a bit of vignette in there as well. Lovely. There's not as much as that. Lovely stuff. I think I'll probably do. Let's have just a quick scroll through. Yeah, quite happy with those two crops of that one. Don't think we need like an elongated one for that. The original, that one's quite wide. You know, this one's probably, because of the yellowish kind of sky, it's probably my least favourite. And then this one, I like the foreground, this kind of area, which I've then cut out of this one. So actually, now that I've cropped them, this one might be my favourite. Was that the original? That was the original version I did. Oh, there's me. Just saying, as we went into Photoshop, it's always, well, by the, you know, when we made one version, it's always the third one I like. Nope, it's the original one that we made. Oh well. Oh well, I quite like, yeah. So now that this one's out, I think I like this one the best. After all that. Right, let me make a note. No poppies next week. I'm sick to the back of teeth of poppies. I will make more poppy images off stream, I think. We'll work on something else. Am I going to get out for photos well, it's raining a lot this week, so I don't know what the schedule is this week. I don't know, well, I'll have time for photography, so we'll see. Right. I've probably bored you all long enough this evening. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies for the more random stream. Slightly more negative. But hopefully you've gained something from it, even if it was just maybe the initial skip through the images to start with, to see what I'm picking out and disregarding. I think that's quite important to a lot of people, and they don't, you know, although I wasn't explaining each shot, I think a lot of it comes down to personal taste, to be able to see what I'm looking for. Aussie, you are too kind, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Barbara, as well. We'll see you next week. Yes, I should be here next week. Yeah, it's Saturday. Yeah, I've got a talk on Saturday. So, and then others in July. So, but yes, I should be here. I should be here next Tuesday. So don't worry about that. So, other than that, remember Patreon people, VIPs, etc. It'll be the Zoom chat next Friday. So June the 30th. So free up your diaries for that, everybody. It would be good to see you if you can make it, if you're a patron or whatever. If you're not a patron, would like in on that, then go subscribe. Simple as that. Links below.
Right.
I better go and, I was going to say drink some energy drinks. No point drinking energy drinks at 9 o'clock. I just need to go to bed. Oh yes, and don't forget to like the stream if you have enjoyed this evening's stream against all odds. But yes, thank you all so much. Appreciate you all as ever. Please do come back next week. And yeah, we'll see you in a week's time. I believe it will be the 27th. Have a fab rest of the week. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you've got planned. And we'll see you next week. Safe travels home, Jen, and best of luck with the job application, job hunting, interview, etc. Go get them. See you, Andrew. And what am I doing? I need to press this button. Good night, all.